I got to the point where my boutique just hit a wall. It was in that moment that I knew that I had to close everything down and start again from scratch. I've been doing this thing for about 4 or 5 years, guys, and I fell flat. My boutique fell flat. I literally had to close everything because it just wasn't bringing in the results. I needed to stop lying to myself. I needed to stop, trying to force things that were just not working. And welcome back to another video here today at the Startup Brain TV, the platform to help you boss up and create wealth for yourself. Now, if you're new to my channel is all about business, entrepreneurship, and making money online through creating passive income. So if you're into all that type of content, be sure to hit the red subscribe button down below. Don't forget to hit the bell notification button because that's the only way you will be notified each time I release a new video. So in today's video, I'm sure you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about why I closed my boutique for about 3 months. Okay, so I know I'm wearing a Proud Boutique Owner t-shirt and I'm creating a video on why I closed down my boutique, right? So this video is not about me closing down my boutique permanently. I actually closed down my boutique for about 3 months. This was back in around May-June period. If you guys follow me on Instagram or you follow my boutique on Instagram, you will realize that I closed down my boutique during the summer for the best part of 3 months. And I just wanted to come here today just to share some of the reasons why I did it and some of the things that you can learn from my experience as well. Okay, so I've been doing this thing for the best part of 4 years and I still got it wrong. Like, I got everything wrong, guys. It was just so stressful for me. Like, the sales completely dropped and it just wasn't working. My customers stopped opening my emails, my customers stopped buying the products, and my sales volumes dropped, the engagement dropped. It was in that moment that I knew that I had to close everything down and start again from scratch. I've been doing this thing for about 4 or 5 years, guys, and I fell flat. My boutique fell flat. I literally had to close everything because it just wasn't bringing in the results. I needed to stop lying to myself. I needed to stop, trying to force things that were just not working. So around May-June period, during the heat of all the corona and everything that was going on, I know a lot of businesses were hit either way, but my issue wasn't even because of corona. My issue was just poor business decisions, really, if I'm quite honest, because people were still shopping during corona. If anything, people were shopping a lot more because they couldn't go anywhere. So e-commerce was booming and it's literally gone up off the roof. Like, e-commerce, the industry has gone off the roof because more and more people are now shopping online. And even now that things are a lot more flexible, people are still kind of skeptical going out there to shop, especially in crowded places like going to the malls. People would rather just buy online from home. So the way people are shopping right now has completely changed. Of course, that used to be a big thing before, but now it's like 10 times bigger because everyone's at home. Nobody wants to go anywhere because everyone's scared to catch whatever's going on. So yeah, so around May-June period, I decided I was going to go on and introduce two-piece loungewear into my collection, right? Now, it's okay as a business to look at opportunities in the market and try to tap into them, and that's exactly what I did. More and more people were stuck at home. I even talked about loungewear as a hot selling product at the time because that's something that I was also venturing into. So I introduced that into my brand Fashvin, and it had a domino effect in the sense that my sales fell. Okay, my sales fell. I was making sales, but my sales were not as much as before, if that makes sense. So my sales completely fell because my existing target audience were not loungewear audience, right? My existing audience that I've built for the last 4 to 5 years were actually women in business, female entrepreneurs, women that were looking for elegant, cute clothing for their personal branding, right? But I was now telling them, hey, I've got this basics, loungewear. Not to say not anything is wrong with loungewear, but Fashvin is not a loungewear brand. If your brand is a loungewear kind of brand, that's okay, but it was just not. It's not Fashvin, right? Fashvin already has a brand message that is, imprinted within the buyer's mind. They know why they signed up to my email list. They know why they buy from my brand because the type of products that we offer resonate with that target audience, right? So it's like trying to sell meat to a vegetarian. So I already had an audience of people that wanted professional business, elegant, boss babe type outfits, and I was now telling them, hey, by the way, come get basic two-piece sets, loungewear, and they're like, we don't want that. Maybe they already have a place where they buy loungewear, right? But they didn't sign up to factory for loungewear. They still want to look cute regardless of corona. And what I was offering to them and bringing to the market at the time was basics that they didn't want. So a lot of female entrepreneurs that buy from my brand are female entrepreneurs that are perhaps business coaches, so they're all about up leveling their personal branding. So they still take pictures for their social media platforms, they still do talks on Zoom meetings and all that, so they still want to look good, right? But what I completely did was I completely missed the point, and I went out there and I was just focusing on loungewear. I didn't restock a lot of the professional, the normal things that we sell at factory, right? So the existing audience that I had somehow stopped engaging. So I had my emails that were not being opened anymore. Emails from factory were not being opened anymore because I was selling them loungewear and they didn't want loungewear. They wanted boss babe outfits that they were used to, right? So obviously my open rates completely dropped, and because no one was opening the emails, of course, because I do a lot of email marketing, that's my number one way that I make sales. Because no one was opening emails, it meant that I couldn't convert any of those leads into sales, right? Because it's all about getting people to open your emails. It's not all about building an email list. You need people to actually click to see those emails so they can click on your website and see what you've got as new arrivals, right? But no one was clicking to check out the website. Well, I had a click-through rate, but the click-through rate was extremely low in comparison to what my average rates are, which meant that more people were not buying, and which also meant that my revenue completely dropped. Although I was selling the loungewear, I felt like I was attracting a completely new audience altogether. So I had to do what any normal business would do, run Facebook ads. But then I realized that when I was running my Facebook ads, I was speaking to a different audience. My branding message was different. And then when they come to the website, it's like, okay, it's a boss babe brand, but then I'm selling loungewear, which is not to say boss babes don't wear loungewear, but you get what I mean? I'm not a loungewear brand. I'm a boss babe brand. So if they come to my brand, they want to see boss babe outfits. So now I had this boss babe outfit that I had this boss babe brand that was basically targeting anybody out there that wanted some loungewear. So I was literally, in fact, I lost my target audience. I was selling to everyone. And then when they come to my website, my branding message still says for women in business. So it's like a mismatch, right? Because when you think about women in business, you're thinking about professional, elegant type of outfits. Like if you go to factory right now, obviously I've relaunched the brand. I relaunched on the 3rd of September. For those of you who follow me on socials, you would know that I relaunched on the 3rd of September, and I completely deleted almost half of what I had that had anything to do with loungewear. So if you go to the website right now, majority of the products are all geared towards women in business, and the branding message is speaking to women in business. It's speaking to women who want to up level their personal branding. It's speaking to women who are looking for elegant, classy outfits. It's not speaking to people who just want to shop for fashion, right? That's too general, and that's why you need to have a target audience. So I had a target audience, but my message wasn't communicating to my target audience any longer. So I was going out there trying to bring everybody else to buy this loungewear because that was a hot selling trendy product at the time. But then my sales started to decline, right? I was selling, but I wasn't making as much as before. And I kept saying, oh, it's because of Corona. But then at the same time, I could see the engagement that I normally get from my existing audience. They were still buying, but they were not buying those loungewears, right? And then there's some people that were just not opening those emails at all. Like I said before, the click-through rate, the open rates completely dropped. So it was at that time I said to myself, you know what? I need to think about the direction that I want to take my business. Do I want to keep doing what I'm doing right now? Targeting my existing audience, which is what we've always done. It's been 4 or 5 years of selling to women in business. Or do I want to bring in a new audience? Do I want to be known as a loungewear brand, right? Because as business, it's okay to pivot. It's okay to rebrand every single time. Big companies do it all the time. They change their packaging, they change their logo, they change their target audiences every single time. They change their products, their inventory. It happens all the time. So it's normal. That's just business, right? It's all about finding opportunities and tapping into them. But I realized that my loungewear sales were not as great as my boss babe outfit sales, if that makes sense. So I had to make a choice there and then, and I told myself, you know what, put on your business pants on and be realistic with yourself. So I thought, okay, I've messed up, right? Yeah, I messed up by bringing in, I basically went for the trends and what was going on at the time, and then I found myself all over the place. I was speaking to the boss babes, but I was bringing them loungewear. There was a disconnect of the branding message right there and then, and that's already a #1 fail in business. Don't do that, guys. But obviously, as a business owner, I'm looking at ways to generate more income. I'm looking at opportunities in the market, and I'm looking at obviously external circumstances that are going on, and looking at ways to match them in order to bring more sales into the business. And that was obviously a bad business decision. I've done this thing for 4 or 5 years, and it's still work in progress. Like, you can never get it right. I was watching a documentary about Misguided the other day, and they lost, was it millions or billions in 2018, and they've been in business for years, and that's an established business. So if large companies can do that, then we as small boutique owners are no exception. And my message here is for you guys not to, if things are not working out in your boutique, if you feel like you're not getting the sales as much as you want, if you're doing everything you want to do, posting on social media, people coming to your website and you're not making any sales still, people opening your emails, running Facebook ads, and still nothing is selling, then you need to take a step back, guys. Take a step back. If you keep doing the same thing that you're doing, you're not going to get different results, right? Don't do the same thing that you're doing right now and expect different results. If it's not working, it's not working. If your boutique is not getting those sales, it's not getting those sales. Stop trying to do the exact same thing. Stop wasting time trying to, hoping that, okay, I'm going to post 2 or 3 pictures on my Instagram and hope for the best. That's not how it works. You need to go out there and find out why it's not working. Why is no one buying from your boutique? Why are the sales suddenly dropping? What changes did you make? Is it new products that you introduced, right? Look at what's selling. What are people spending the most money on? And that's what worked for me. I went back to my history and I checked the products that were selling the most, and it was all my women in business style boss babe outfits that were selling the best. My loungewear, I made some sales, but obviously the sales were very, very little in comparison to my boss babe outfit. So I decided I was going to stick to what's worked for me. I was going to stick to what has always worked for me. At the end of the day, I'm running a boutique and not a shopping mall. It's something I tell you guys all the time, but hey, do what I say, not what I do. Like I always say, right? We all make mistakes. We're only human. It's all about learning. That's just business, okay? So if something is not working in your boutique right now, perhaps you've already launched your boutique and the sales are not coming through. You've done everything that a book has told you to do. You've done your ads, you've done the socials, you've done face-to-face pop-ups, everything that you have to do, and there's still no sales coming in. Guys, honestly, you have to think about other ways to make those sales, okay? You have to think about go back to basics. That's what I did. I went back to basics. I have a template, right? I use my boutique business plan template that you guys, if you guys are on my email list, you would know about it. Is a boutique business plan template that has been done for you, and all you have to do is fill out the boxes. Perfect for anyone who's thinking about starting but has no idea where to start, okay? So if you want to get started, there's going to be a link below this video. You can check out that boutique planner template. I had to download it, right? Something that I created for myself. I downloaded it, and then I went back to basics. I started talking about my target audience. What are the interests? What do they want? What has always worked best? What's not working? How do I re-strategize? Right, so I went back to basics, came up with a brand new plan. It was still going to serve an existing audience, but I needed to find a way to come back with a bang, basically, and let them know, hey, I'm kind of sorry for messing up on you guys, but hey, I've brought some amazing new pieces that you guys will be interested in, right? So in doing all these things and in going back to the basics and rebranding and starting from scratch as a beginner, I was able to generate close to 1K sales in literally the first day of relaunching. So I made about $910. I'll put a screenshot somewhere. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen me share all those results on that day. So I relaunched on the 3rd of September and I made close to 1K sales on that same day. I was out of business for about 3 months, but within that time I was pivoting, I was strategizing, I was literally going out there and winning customers, right? So my boutique was offline, but if you went to my boutique website, for those of you who follow me, you probably know this, I had a landing page which is kind of like an opt-in page. So I was collecting people's email addresses while my boutique was offline for those who wanted to be notified as soon as we relaunch, which is super amazing for those of you even just getting started, right? If you don't already have inventory, have a pre-launch strategy in place. Start collecting those email addresses. Have an email marketing strategy in place, because you want to have a queue of people waiting for your products versus you just launching with no existing audience whatsoever, right? And that's something I teach you guys at the Run Boutique Academy, setting up a pre-launch strategy. Though I wasn't running my boutique at the time, I was doing a lot of things behind the scenes. I was creating new merch. So I have a whole new merch line now that's speaking to my audience of female entrepreneurs and boss babes, right? So everything that you see in my boutique right now is speaking to the woman in business looking to up level her brand. That's my niche right there. I'm not a shopping mall, so I don't want to be doing loungewear. I don't want to be doing trendy clothing. I want to speak to women in business, and that's my niche. And although people will think about it as me limiting myself, I'll rather do that because it's easier for me to go out there and run Facebook ads, because I'm communicating to that audience of women in business, right? I had to go back to the drawing board and come up with a strategy and then relaunch with a bang, right? I brought in new products, new inventory. You guys can check on my website or insert it somewhere here. I have new inventory, I have new designs, new products, completely different from what I used to have. I've deleted a lot of products on the website, and I'm sticking to what works best for me and what has worked. Okay, so if something is working for you, there's no point trying to reinvent the wheel, right? See what's working and see how you can increase the volumes of sales, right? So guys, honestly, if something isn't working for you right now, if your boutique isn't generating those sales, don't sit down and fold your arms and hope that one day people are gonna come back and buy. One day someone's suddenly gonna find your brand and generate you, you know, the 6 figures that you want to get to. You have to constantly strategize, right? If it's not working, could it be because you don't actually have a target audience? Who are you really speaking to? What's your brand message, right? You know, you want to be one of those brands, you know, you want to be a brand that people immediately think about. Like if you think about Fashionable, you're thinking about elegant, boss babe, branding wear, right? Branding clothing. If you think about, you know, Fashion Nova, you're thinking about trendy, club wear, all that kind of stuff, like different brands. You know, you already know what to expect from those brands. So you as a boutique owner, what do you want to imprint in the minds of your customers? What do you want to be the brand for? Do you want to be the brand for gym clothing, trendy gym clothing, children's clothing between the ages of 0 to 6 months? What is your niche? Find your niche, guys. You need to find your niche. If you're talking to everybody, you're talking to no one. And this is why a lot of boutique owners struggle. Remember, don't change the goal, change the strategy. I hope you guys found some value in this video. It's just me wanting to share my experience and hoping you guys learn 1 or 2 things from this. If you've ever had, you know, such an experience where you've bought inventory and nobody wants, share your comments down below. I would love to hear how you're all getting on. Perhaps you've launched your boutique and no one's buying. Let me know what you're doing. Let's have a chat below this video in the comment section. It goes down in the comments. And of course, follow me on social media at Startup Rain. You know, so you can always check out behind the scenes of what's happening. Again, if you want to start your boutique but you're not sure where to start, check out the Run Boutique Academy. It's got over 3.2k members at the moment in our private Facebook group. You can join that for free as well. And if you're someone out there who wants to start a boutique but you're just not sure where to start, or perhaps you already have a boutique running and you're struggling to get customers, check out the Run Boutique Academy down below this video. We have so many tools and resources there to help you out, be it starting your boutique or getting more sales and customers, or finding vendors, or, you know, getting your website set up. And if you're looking for access to wholesale vendors, check out selfhire.com, because I know a lot of you guys will also be looking for wholesale vendors. Head over to selfhire.com where you can gain access to 800 plus wholesale and dropshipping vendors for your boutique. Thank you guys once again for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, leave your comments down below, and I shall see you guys in my next video.